My girlfriend wants us to date her best friend. I'm kind of considering it. I've been dating my girlfriend, Jenna, for a little over 2 years. Things in the relationship have always been great. A little hiccup here and there, but just the usual stupid couple fights over dumb stuff that aren't that bad in the grand scheme of things. Jenna has a friend, Mia, that she's been BFFs with since they became roommates freshman year of college. They're practically inseparable, and everyone thinks they're sisters because they look very similar aside from hair color. They're really close, ridiculously close even. Apparently, when they were in college, they did this whole experimentation thing with each other. Jenna was very upfront with me about this when we first started dating. They are both very attractive, and the idea of them doing what she talked about only turned me on to her more. While Jenna and I have been solid the past 2 years, Mia hasn't been as lucky. She's dated about 6 guys since Jenna and I have been together, all varying from generally good guys to dirt pickles. She was one of those girls who just couldn't stay single. Since I've known her, she'd take a few weeks at most between relationships and then move on to the next one. That was until the most recent breakup about 3 months ago. Since then, she has been by herself trying to figure things out on her own, with help from my girlfriend and a little bit from me as well. Right before Thanksgiving break, we all went out to a bar to relax. While at the bar, I noticed that Mia was a little more handsy with me than usual. Jenna didn't seem to mind at all, though. I didn't really think too much of it, just that Mia was a bit more wasted than either of us, so I ignored it, not wanting to dampen the mood. We eventually left and went back to Mia's apartment because it was within walking distance of the bar. We stayed up a bit longer, and the booze lowered everyone's inhibitions, and the topic of spicy sleep came up. This is when Mia and Jenna started to talk about their early college experiments in front of me. While Jenna had told me things had happened, it was very matter of fact and straight to the point, no detail. This is the first time I got the whole story, and holy crap, was I turned on. This is the Dear Penthouse. So I won't go into details of what they said. And no, the three of us did not get into anything that night. However, when Jen and I went to bed, he brought up the idea of bringing Mia into the bedroom in the near future. Seeing as my pants were still tight from earlier, I agreed enthusiastically, and we eventually went to sleep. Over the next week, Jenna began bringing up hints about Mia, how pretty I think she is, if things would be weird, etc., just gauging my interest level. While I was still very interested with the booze out of my system and blood back in my brain, I was a bit more hesitant to pursue the potential menage in fear of ruining what Jenna and I have, or even what Mia and Jenna have. When I voiced these concerns, she dropped the bombshell on me. She had been talking with Mia lately about all of us dating. I was obviously confused. My first reaction was, "You're joking, right?" And then, "Are you testing me?" But she assured me that she wasn't. She was a very upfront person, has never done anything like that before, so I believed her. I then asked her if our relationship wasn't enough for her, if this meant she wanted to date other people, and she again very vehemently denied those concerns of mine. She said it would strictly be me, her, and Mia. Her reasoning was Jenna absolutely loves and adores me. Jenna absolutely loves and adores Mia. Jenna is spicy relatedly attracted to both me and Mia. Mia is spicy relatedly attracted to both me and Jenna. In Jenna's mind, it's having your cake and eating it too. She did not force these wishes on me. She just brought up the possibility that it could happen. I asked where all this came from, and here's what I got out of her. Mia had brought up the idea of a 3-way to Jenna, and Jenna thought it would be fun. That's why Mia was extra flirty with me that one night. When Jenna got back to Mia's apartment, she started thinking about how she truly has feelings for both the people in the room, and that she couldn't differentiate between the love he has for both of us. It wasn't a very recent feeling either. She had been battling it for a while, and that night she talked about those things that she did with Mia, and it brought all the feelings back that she was unsure of. As it so happened, Mia had been harboring those same feelings and had the same type of epiphany and sought out Jenna to talk to her at some point this week. Mia told Jenna her feelings about both of us, and Jenna admitted she felt the same way about her. She told Mia she would speak to me about it. Jenna did not pressure me with the decision, and there was no malice behind any of her words. If anything, she was very gentle to make sure I wasn't upset. I was concerned that the three of us dating would just be stepping stone to slowly phase me out of the relationship without breaking up with me. I told her if that were the case, then she should just end things now. She swore up and down that this was not the case and even cried a little. She said that she loves me and doesn't want to lose me, but also loves Mia. I said that it kind of sounds like she wants Mia and I to only date her, but she said that Mia wants to date both of us. Mia has really grown fond of me over these 2 years and allegedly really wants someone to treat her the way I treat Jenna. I said I needed time to think about it, and she's given me my space, but I'm pretty sure she wants an answer soon. Here's the answer. I've been researching engagement rings for about a month now. I was ready to make Jenna my wife, and then this was thrown at me. Jenna, of course, is unaware, and I haven't purchased a ring yet, but I plan on buying one soon and proposing around New Year's, so here I am. I don't have any issues with Mia. Heck, I love her myself, just not the same way that Jenna does. Of course, I find her attractive. They both are, and I genuinely enjoy hanging out with her when Jenna isn't around. She's grown into one of my best friends, but I've seen how she is in relationships and how all of hers have progressed. Maybe things have changed in the 3-month window and she's finally found peace within herself. I really don't know. I just have no idea how poly relationships work, and I have no idea what to do. I was ready to make Jenna my wife, but she wants us all to be together as one big happy family. I don't have a specific question because I don't know what the heck I'm going to do because I'm so dang confused right now. On the one hand, and I'm sorry if this sounds tactless and shallow, 2 very attractive women are into me and both want to have spicy sleep with me at the same time, and that is just fantastic. On the other hand, I'm happy with where Jenna and I are and was/am ready to marry her. What is my next step? How do I move forward with this? There is an edit. So we had a long talk tonight with Jenna, then Mia and Jenna tonight. When I get a chance, I'll write an update, but it won't be short. Here is the update. Thanks for all the help from the last thread with special shout out to the folks over at allr/polyamory. Those guys are seriously awesome and ridiculously helpful, understanding, and encouraging. So I called Jenna and told her I wanted to talk with her one-on-one and then with both her and Mia later, and she agreed. She came to my apartment and I got right into it. I had a list of things I wanted to say. It was very long, a couple of pages. I ran down my list of questions and she gave me answers. Most of them were for clarification. The others were for expectation. She isn't the best with her words, so I found myself helping her better articulate what her feelings were and the points that she was trying to get across. And here are some of the highlights. I did not tell her I'd been looking at rings. A person mentioned that that might almost be a manipulative way to get my point across, and that wasn't necessary. She does not know about it, and I don't think I will tell her about that until much, much later, if ever. I did not ask about what would happen if I said I didn't want to give this whole thing a shot because I've reached the conclusion that I do. I don't need to know what could have happened. I just need to know what will happen and what to expect. Sorry to disappoint those who are interested. I again asked if I was not enough for her. It was a basic insecurity question that I needed an answer for. We reached the conclusion that there was no less love for me or our relationship. She just has a ton of love to give out. And point blank, I asked her, had they had at any point fooled around behind my back? Her response was no. I believe her. She's a god-awful liar, and I would have been able to tell. The only time they did stuff was during wasted makeout sessions in front of me while at parties. I was okay with that. I told her how confused I was about the entire thing. She understood. She was too. I asked her what her expectations were for this entire thing. She said ultimately she wants everyone to be happy with each other and for us all to date one another. I told her it was not a reasonable expectation at first because of the dynamic of Mia and my friendship at this point in a relationship. I told her about the V dynamic, and she said it sounded like a good starting point. I asked her how she would feel if I were on a date with Mia while she was not around. She replied, I would be turned on. Then we went off on a tangent about spicy sleep. I got a boner, and I found out that my girlfriend has a thing for that stuff, which I'm totally okay with. But I told her that being horny about it is all well and good. I just needed her to be happy for us if Mia and my relationship blossomed. She looked at me like a goofball and said with a smile, of course, I'd be thrilled if that were to happen. There's some other stuff that we talked about that I can't think of off the top of my head. And if you want to know, and I asked, I'll tell you, after we got all that crap out in the open, we called Mia over, had a group session about everything. When Mia came over, she was a bit more shy than normal because I think She was a little shamed and embarrassed about the possibility of coming between me and Jenna. I reassured her that we were okay and were ready to move forward. She started beaming. I went over a lot of the same stuff that I did with Jenna, so I won't repeat it, but we all did some talk about some aspects of everything. We defined the boundaries of if anyone else was allowed in our little group. Jenna said that she only felt the way she does about me and Mia, and I said I wasn't interested in anyone else, and Mia said she wasn't interested in anyone else. So the parameters have been set. Any outside interference was defined as cheating. We decided that spicy sleep should be off limits for the time being, and they seemed both surprised and bummed out about that, but understood when I explained that we were basically starting a new relationship. It didn't matter how long we all knew each other. This is the start of something new, and spicy sleep with your partner isn't something you dive into right away until all parties are 100% comfortable with it. This included for the time being. I am wiener blocking myself and confusing my boner, but it's the right thing to do. I told them about the research I had done in the books that I had found, which were suggested to me by Redditors, and how we could all benefit from reading them. Random thing here. Christmas gifts will be a joint effort by 2 people for the other one. This will save money / allow for better gifts. So instead of getting 2 presents, we all get 1. We spoke about how honesty is the #1 priority in a relationship if it is going to work. Honesty with ourselves, each other, jealousy, our emotions and feelings. Honesty is the only way it will work. Jenna is on a timeshare with us at the moment, but not really. We aren't defining when either of us gets her throughout the year. She's not a beach house, but we will be conscious of what is going on as to not let anyone feel left. It seems like all 3 of us are on the same page in that the idea of the other person with the other person turns them on and does not make them jealous. Great. I suppose that's a good thing. Again, this isn't everything, just the tip of the iceberg. I probably talked with Jenna, then Jenna and Mia for like 8 hours, and I'm spent. While the Jenna me and Jenna Mia aspect of the relationships are solid, the Mia me aspect needs to be established from the beginning. I brought up how I only saw her as my girlfriend's friend, but find her attractive. Jenna suggested me and I go on a date with each other. I was hesitant to jump in so quickly, but they both encouraged me to do so. So now I have a date with my girlfriend's girlfriend tomorrow night, and I'm incredibly nervous. I really want it to work because it would make our lives that much easier. We will have plenty to talk about. So now I have a date Monday evening with the girl who I never thought I'd date, and it's for reasons I never thought were possible, and my fantasy football teams are letting me down right now. Like I said earlier, if you have questions, I'll do my best to answer them. We got comments, and we have more updates. We are not even halfway through. We are going to see this relationship unfold right now.
The only important question, OP, is what do you want? What is it? What do you want?
I think OP's wanted this. I think he's down.
I still don't believe it.
He just didn't know it was possible.
I don't believe it.
It's like, you don't even like he is opened up to the idea that, oh wow, like he didn't even realize. It's kind of like breaking the 4-minute mile.
That's what I'm saying. He's
like,
logicking it.
Once someone broke the 4-minute mile, people are like breaking it left and right because they knew it was possible. He didn't even know it was possible.
Yeah, but this isn't a 4-minute mile. That's like a breaking the boundaries of like human physical limits. Like
this is more just the boundaries of what he thought relationships could be.
But look, my partner's like, I love Mia and we love each other and we're in love. We want to love. All of us want to be in love together.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's just my homie. But you're like, I guess I could,
because he didn't even realize.
I guess I could get there. It's just you can't logic it. You can't be like,
All right, well, I want an update on our poll. Do you think this is going to have a happy ending, yes or no? Before we were at 22% saying happy ending, 77% or 78% saying it was not going to have a happy ending. Let's have a little vote, and we're going to get into the comments and the update. So comments. Comment 1 question is, what if you don't feel it with Mia? I mean, sure, you're attracted to her, but what if after a couple of dates you're not interested with her? How would Jenna take it? Would she still want to be with you? But I suppose you can cross that path when/if you come to it. I'll keep an eye out for updates. So not my type of situation. I'd run if it were suggested. This is the commenter saying it, but I'm interested to see how it plays out. And OP response, I think then it would just be a V-type relationship where we'd each date her individually. So if you don't feel it with Mia, this is a commenter replying, you would just be dating your girlfriend. So what do you get out of this whole thing then? I mean, if you're not dating her, does that mean no 3 you end in a V relationship, then you will basically have what you had with your girlfriend, except you'll be seeing someone else as well as you. In that case, your girlfriend will have her cake and eat it too, and you'll have what exactly? You could end up the third wheel in your own relationship. OP responds, I hope I didn't come off as pretentious in my other posts. I reread what I wrote, and I might come off as douchey. I know. I apologize, but right now I just have to put faith into me and Jenna that they won't screw me, figuratively, out of the relationship. Communication is key in any relationship, but even more so in these, it seems. I think it really just depends on your mindset in these things. I'm going to try to be happy with Jenna and Mia's happiness, and Mia is already happy with mine and Jenna's. There's a lot of trust being thrown around right now, and I'm sure to outsiders, it's kind of like, what the F, bro? She borderline cheated on you, bro. But I don't have that same outlook as everyone else. And there's another commenter. There's a problem here. It looks like she is spicy relatedly turned on by all this more than emotionally enjoying it. By that, I think this will fail hard. It feels like it's more about spicy sleep than anything. The date happened. I spoke with Jenna about any ground rules / boundaries I needed to follow. It basically came down to no spicy sleep, for the time being, something we already established a few days ago. I made sure that Jenna was perfectly content with what was happening, and I also shook off some last-minute insecurities. She kept reassuring me that she was fine with everything and that ultimately my happiness in my relationship with Mia would make her so happy. So, on to the date. I was planning on using the date as a good way to open up with some dialogue one-on-one with Mia, something I had not done yet. I had spoken with both her and Jenna together, but not Mia alone. This was a good opportunity to get complete perspective from her end and to figure out what's going on inside her head. We had some time to kill before the movie, so we hung out at her apartment for a little bit. It was very awkward, really awkward. I had no idea how to behave around her anymore. I'd been over at her place 1,000 times before, just her and I hanging out, but this time was different, and we both knew it. She finally made a joke about the elephant in the room, and we both kind of relaxed and started talking more fluidly. It was then we both opened up and gave each other a little more outlook into our feelings and whatnot. Right before it was time to head to the movie, it was like we were friends again, instead of two people on an awkward date, which is nice. We saw Interstellar because she hadn't seen it yet, and we both love movies. I had already seen it once and needed to see it again because of that whole ending thing. Halfway through the movie, she leaned her head on my shoulder and cuddled up next to me. She had done this in the past when we were watching movies together on Netflix at home, but of course things are different now. She eventually grabbed and held my hand, which was sweaty from nerves and from the intensity of the movie. For those of you who have seen the film, possibly spoiler ahead, but not really, but maybe, when that one explosion happens that you know is about to happen, but still managed to scare the piss out of you, even if you've already seen the dang thing, she shrieked and grabbed me and buried her face in my chest. It was so cute. Me and I are those people that talk about movies after we see them. We had plenty to talk about over dinner, which went well. After dinner, we went to the nearby park to walk around, look at Christmas lights, and talk more. It was really nice. We really dove in deep about what was going on, and it was a great talk. And here are some highlights. We talked about how our relationship started. I met Mia and Jenna the same night at a mutual friend's party. I hit on both of them, not knowing they were roommates at the time, but Mia was in a relationship and Jenna wasn't. That's how my relationship with them began. They apparently always got a laugh about it and joked that I could have had my pick of the two had Mia been single. We share similar interests in movies, physical activities, sports, etc. We've always talked about going to the gym together. Now, I think we might actually do it. So we talked about her past relationships. Normally, this is a no-no on a first date, but I've known her for so long and have always kept my distance from her love life. She did not seem to mind. When she would break up with a guy, Jenna was the one who would console her. I help in any way I could, but not much as I can do when her best friend is taking control of the situation. So we touched on that. I told her that I wasn't a fan of the majority of the guys she had dated, and she nodded and agreed. She talked to me about the problems she was having at the time and how she was finally able to seek out help a few months ago. That's what she had been doing for the past 4+ months. I was mistaken in my original post. Instead of saying 3 months, 3 months. She was working on herself. Something about her was just different. This evening, in contrast to how she was in the past, she seemed more at peace with who she was. I don't really know how else to describe it. Whatever she's doing, it's working. I told her I always thought she was worth more than the way her boyfriends treated her, and she blushed and appreciated the sentiment. I got her side of the light bulb clip for both of them because she tends to be better with words than Jenna. This is a bastardized recollection of what she said to me because it's early and I can't remember every detail, so I apologize if anything is unclear. Basically, Mia always had a thing for Jenna in the back of her mind and always repressed it and eventually developed feelings for me too. She always thought I was attractive and really appreciated the way I handled myself around both Jenna and herself. She would oftentimes compliment me to Jenna, and Jenna would make fun of her for having a crush on me. Eventually, Mia brought up the idea of a threesome with Jenna and me, and she said Jenna was more enthusiastic than she thought she'd be, and that made Mia more excited. The night at the bar, after talking about all the things they used to do together, everything they've been through together, the light went on, and she finally realized her true feelings. She and Jenna soon had a very emotional conversation in which they told each other how they felt. Tears were shed, feelings shared, all that good stuff. Mia admitted to Jenna that she loved her, but also had a crush on me and was really confused. Jenna admitted she loves us both, but said she wouldn't break up with me for Mia, to answer that question from the last 2 threads. Mia then said there was a pipe dream that we could all date each other, but never considered it a real possibility. When she found out I was actually okay with it, she was shocked and excited. I got to share my feelings, mostly about how confused they were. I've always been monogamous, as had they, and while it was a new concept, it was exciting. I told her my biggest fear is that we'd all end up hating each other, but at the same time, nothing good ever happened from not trying. We talked about for this to work out, everyone would have to be 100% honest and open. We walked around, held hands, and talked for a long time. It was probably one of the best dates I've ever been on. Me and I get along great as friends, but there's definitely chemistry between us. When I drop her off at the apartment, I got a goodnight kiss, something I wasn't planning on, but a pleasant surprise. I got home and texted Jenna, and she immediately came over. We live in the same apartment complex to see how everything went. I was completely upfront with her and told her everything. All the contact, the hand holding, the kiss. She just seemed thrilled. She was happy for me. And she was happy for Mia. That's when I kind of just got it and understood everything as a whole. There was no jealousy from Jenna. There were no hurt feelings. She was proud and happy about me and Mia. It's what people over in the polysub told me should happen. I don't know. All the self-doubt kind of went away. And at this point, I was just content. Seeing her so happy about the success of the date just put it all in perspective. And I, in turn, wanted the same for her and Mia. Her and Mia hung out themselves last night, and Jenna told me they had a blast, talked about Mia and I's date, and shared a moment themselves. When she told me I wasn't upset at all, I was happy and content. That is where we are now. We're all hanging out tonight just for fun, and we'll see how everything goes, but so far so good. This will probably be my last update unless something crazy happens or it all blows up in my face. Thanks for reading, listening to me, even when I was being a wiener. The entire process of writing it all seems, and seeing things from different angles has been cathartic. Comment 1. Last update my butt. Update us all when you all bang. Comment 2. Someone is definitely going to get phased out eventually, but I think it will be OP. I don't know. This just seems so, weird. OP was going to propose to Jenna, and now he's dating someone in addition to Jenna, and everyone is supposed to be hunky-dory about it, and no one is going to feel like a third wheel. It all started with Jenna and Mia wanting to F, but Jenna was in a serious relationship. This does not seem like a great or realistic solution, but Jenna does get to have her cake and eat it too for a while. And we got update 3. I wasn't planning on updating again until we all had spicy sleep with each other. And I even had a great play on words ready for the title, Update 3. But now I can't do that because things got effy. I was at the mall doing some Christmas shopping today with Mia while Jenna was at work. Things have been progressing nicely and we're getting along great. Mia is very bubbly and giddy, always holding my hand and leaning up to kiss me on the cheek every once in a while. It's cute. In the middle of our shopping trip, though, I got a call from my brother, 27 man.
What are you up to?
Getting some Christmas shopping done at the mall.
Are you with Jenna?
Nah, she's at work. Why?
I just needed to ask her something about what to get my wife for Christmas.
Why don't you text her yourself?
I did, and she didn't answer. Well, I mean, maybe you can help. I want to. You want to meet me at Mom and Dad's in a little bit? They need our help with some Christmas decorations right now, anyway.
Yeah, sure. I can meet you over there in about an hour. I tell Mia what's happening. We finish shopping and I take her home. I head over to my parents, walk into their living room, and my mom, dad, and brother are all silent and looking at me like I've unalived the last panda on earth. Me, is everything all right?
Are you cheating on Jenna?
My heart fell out of my butt. Apparently, my brother saw me and Mia at the mall, and then he called me to verify it was that, in fact, me he was looking at. And after we hung up, he followed us around and took photos of me Mia holding hands and being touchy-feely. He then immediately went to our parents to tell them what he saw me doing and showed them the evidence, and then waited for me to arrive for my intervention. My family absolutely loves Jenna, and they treat her like a daughter/sister they never had. They've been nothing but supportive of our relationship from the beginning and have been on my butt to propose for the past few months. They saw the look on my face, and my mom started crying. My dad yelled,
Jesus Christ! Are you effing stupid?
I was like a deer caught in the headlights. I kept stammering, no, it's not what you think. I can explain. They didn't want to hear it. At this point, I was bright red from embarrassment. My mom was crying, talking about how she thought she raised me better. My dad looked like he was about to unalive me. He told me, you need to come clean to that wonderful girl and hope she takes your R-slur cheating ass back. Here's the abridged version of the conversation that followed. Me, Jenna knows.
Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh.
Me, I'm not lying.
Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh.
We're all in a relationship together.
Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. And mom's just...
Me, no, for real, I'll call her. I called Jenna and put her on speakerphone. Me, hey, Jenna, I just got back from the mall. My brother saw me and Mia together. My parents now know about everything. Jenna. ... Me, yep, Jenna. ...
Are they mad?
Me, they think I'm cheating on you. Jenna.
Did you explain everything?
Me, I tried. They don't believe me, and you're on speakerphone right now. Jenna. Can you just say that I am not cheating on you so I can leave? Jenna.
OP is not cheating on me. I know he is dating Mia.
Me, thank you, Jenna. I love you. Jenna.
I love you too.
Call ends. Silence. They had a bunch of questions that I really didn't have answers to. They asked a lot of details about the logistics of it all, if I still wanted to get married, kids, and all that stuff you guys have been asking. Even the spicy sleep. It was a lot harder answering the questions face-to-face with my parents instead of being able to type and delete anything I said to make sure the words flowed properly. I was ready to pass away from embarrassment. My brother thought it was the funniest thing he'd ever heard and laughed periodically throughout the whole conversation. My parents have reached the conclusion that I am self-destructing my relationship with Jenna for a piece of booty, as my dad so eloquently put it. They could not comprehend what our dynamic was, but then again, I can't fault them for that. It is different. They then asked to meet Mia, which was really weird because they've met her many, many times before and just called her a side piece regardless. I just started dating Mia, and it's a little early to be bringing her around to meet them. I told them no, and then they said it was a phase. Then they said they don't know what to tell the rest of the family, and then they said it was all going to blow up in my face in the last few threads. The entire time I was talking to them, my phone was blowing up with text messages. When I finally left, I saw they were all from my brother, who was sending them under the table. They were all along the lines of, I'm so proud of you, and my little bro is a spicy sleep god, and asking for details about the wild threesomes I must be having. Jen and I just had spicy sleep for the first time since all this started last night. Neither of us has had spicy sleep with Mia yet. Mia knew and was cool with that, so no worries there. So obviously I won't tell him about that stuff yet or ever. I am pissed at my brother for being a wiener. I got back to my apartment complex and went and saw Jenna at her place. Mia was there too. We had a nice long talk about it. Jenna was mortified. Mia felt like a homewrecker, and I just wanted the day to end. Both Mia and Jenna's parents live out of state, and Jenna always goes there for Christmas. Mia's parents live further away, and she couldn't afford to get a plane ticket out there this year. So I was entertaining the idea of inviting Mia along with me to Christmas at my family's place. Not sure if that's a good idea anymore. Pretty bummed because things were going pretty smoothly with a little resistance/drama between the three of us. But right now, things are pretty darn awkward. We're all pretty embarrassed at the moment. And that's how my parents found out I'm in a polyamorous relationship with two women. I was blowing off the what will you say to your parents questions from the previous threads because I really did not think I'd have to deal with it for a long time. So I was completely caught off guard and had no idea what to say or do. It went about as bad as I hoped it wouldn't. Sorry about the lack of banging in this update. Just thought I'd share. Hopefully no more updates for a while unless spicy sleep is involved. I'm going to bed.
I would liquidate all of my assets, all of your assets, all of Keon's assets, and I would say that within 6 months, Mia is like losing her mind because she is completely fallen in love with OP and can't share him anymore.